So
it's amazing. It's like a 4-point Q&A. And one of them's like, "What about American Nightmare?" And they're like, "American Nightmare will be discounted, but will remain available. We negotiated the music licenses for American Nightmare, while the music licenses for the original were negotiated by somebody else."
I'm guessing.
And it's just like, yeah, exactly, right.
I'm guessing that at some point,
Alan, please fix.
They will probably get that game back online with different music or something like that.
Well, so that's the thing is that like there's so many comments in reply to the tweet being like, why don't you guys just replace the music with different things? And
because it's a huge pile of work.
Yeah, and the Remedy account is like, that's not possible. Like it's not. We
really?
Can't. Well, they're like, we can't go back to a 7-year-old game, rewrite. Like recompile the code, like swap out these things and then get it back up. Like it's possible, sure,
but it's just not.
It's not worth it for them,
right? Because then maybe a few.
And, it's just so many comments on Twitter being like, "Well, just do this. It's so easy." And the Remedy account is so patiently being like, "It's not as easy as you think.
Yeah,
please appreciate.
It's not like
if it were as easy as you think, we would do it." But it's not as easy as you think.
Just open up the folder and replace the MP3s with the new ones and make sure they're named the same. It'll be fine.
I mean, I think the issue with it is like it's maybe not like that difficult, as far as
it's
game development, but it's finding the time, allocating the resources, figuring out somebody who's like Remedy is not going to make any money from this. Right? Like, how many people are buying Alan Wake digitally, right? Or how many people are buying Alan Wake? Not that many people, right? Like, the game is 7 years old at this point. The amount of...
It's really good, though.
It's really good, but the amount of manpower and, like, cost to do that is just not worth their time, right?
I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah.
It's not financially feasible. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the one thing is that this is a reasonably good indication that they do not have any kind of future Alan Wake plans in the works.
Yeah, which sucks.
Because presumably if they were planning on keeping it going, then they would care more about keeping the brand around.
Probably.
So that's a shame.
It's just so, like, it's thematically so good and the gameplay is super interesting. And anyway, I think actually Alex is planning, because Ben's never played it, so I think he's planning on showing it to Ben at some point.
It's so good and so scary.
I'm trying to, I can't load the our events page on mobile. Let me see if I can switch to desktop mode. Because we showed off the like cool new graphics we'd be showing you for like, here's what's coming up today and this week on the streams.
Yeah, the events page is up and Let's Nope is on, or Alan Wake is on Let's Nope.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Alan Wake will be this Wednesday on the Let's Nope.
Did Alex pass his filthy germs to Kathleen? Very, very astute that I am perhaps not feeling 100% today. I think I'm fine. I think this is not Alex's cold. I think I'm massively under the weather because Penelope wakes up before 7 a.m. and then I take care of her for a few hours and then we go to work all day and then I come home and I make dinner, I put Penelope to bed, and for the past week I've been playing Persona 5 at night. So I've gotten a lot of time into that game. I'm at like, now some of this is like, because I had to like set down my controller and leave it idle for an hour because I had to like go deal with baby stuff. Mm-hmm. But like I'm at like almost like 36 hours in that game. So I'm like, I am getting through there, but
My takeaway from this checkpoint is the Famicom looked baller. Sweet. Has James got a theme song yet?
For what?
For mine.
For
9 o'clock?
No, not yet. Also, there's no 9 o'clock this Wednesday. James is doing a thing. You'll see.
Yeah, he's out of town.
Yeah. But working on it. We're actually, there are
Kathleen's about a third of the way Persona. I believe it. I just got Queen on my team.
There are 4 streams that do not have intros, and I feel really shitty that they don't. And Mangled Pixel and I are working on making that no longer be the case.
And what's the price of 8 hours sleep? It is
in that we're gonna make sure that they get intros, not that we're gonna stop me feeling shitty about it.
No.
Yeah.
They'll stop having. They still won't have intros. I just won't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so high.
Alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. Literally working on them right now, says Mangled Pixel.
Queen is the best girl, fight me IRL. Well, I just met her, so I don't really have much of an idea of her personality, but she seems like she's a terrifying woman. She seems just like...
She seems great.
Once you get to know her, it's just like, holy crap, don't mess with that girl. And I'm like, well, her name is Makoto, which is kind of like a strong name. And I was like, yes. Queen is the girl for people who like their women like they like me. Terrifying. So yeah, Fox is best boy. Yeah, Fox is absolutely best boy. It's not even close. Fox is amazing. I ship Fox and MC.
Alrighty.
Fox best boy, Queen best girl. Yeah, I was like, oh, Ryuji's so delightful. But now that I've met Yusuke, I'm like, shut up, Ryuji, you're so dumb.
Alright, let's talk about some stories. What happened this week? Cool stuff happened this week. Let me just pull up the thingamajig.
Yeah, it's pulling up myself.
The spider stig, we covered that sort of as much as is required. I think.
There's no other information. It's just they were leaving Guadalajara.
People
they were going
smuggle
to
weird things
Hanover,
for weird reasons.
Hanover, Maryland, and yeah,
Yeah,
that may not have been their final destination.
I was like, do we have any Famicom cartridges at the office here? Do we need to burn everything? No, I think we're okay.
Eric says, please, no more information about the spiders.
The near
Wait, Paul can look at his
near
thing.
near Automata mod. I think that's kind of hilarious. I always like it when pirates get mad when their pirated shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's,
So it's like he's not stopping you from pirating the game. He also put up the code on GitHub.
Yeah,
so if
he
you
put
know
up his
anything,
source code, and there's already people that have versions of his mod without that.
yeah.
which
I mean,
he doesn't have a problem with. It's his idea, which I don't know if this is actually that valid a reason. I mean, there's all sorts of. I mean, obviously, there's a fine reason for him to do it, just because he doesn't want to. But one of his reasoning behind doing it was saying that he doesn't want his. He doesn't for sort of liability reasons. He doesn't want software that he's made being because his software is like he's it's like a texture pack and a bunch of other stuff that makes it work better at higher resolutions, and he doesn't want that software to be associated with the pirated versions of stuff, because he's saying history has shown us that in every case it's always the provider of the thing that gets in trouble, not the not the people who are actually like doing the hacking.
Right.
So that's not the chances of him actually getting in trouble because his piece of
because he made a mod.
because he made a mod that people can use on a hacked version seems pretty slim, but that's his reasoning. So by that logic, he doesn't care if somebody makes a GitHub or
Makes
makes a different version of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, whatever. Like, it's a mod. You didn't pay for it. Somebody spent their time and effort to make it. And, you know, like, it's free. You don't have to use it. The fact that you're getting mad because it doesn't work with something you stole in the first place, like, come on. How entitled are you? Right?
Very.
Yeah, very.
This is
right?
this is the internet after all.
This is Reddit. I mean, most people on Steam were like, okay, whatever, right? But like, just Reddit was just like, burn the witch,
I mean,
and it's like, Christ,
I don't know.
God.
Have you been to Steam?
Yeah, to be fair, people in the Steam comments, you probably aren't
Yeah.
going to be talking a lot about how you stole it from Steam.
That's true.
This reminds me, this is still not as good. I think my favorite piracy thing is still Game Dev Tycoon, which was like a game developer tycoon game, where if you pirated the game, your games in Game Dev Tycoon started getting pirated.
Yeah. Causing you to lose money.
Causing you to lose money until eventually you can't actually play the game anymore. But it's one of those ones. The best part about it is that people then like post in the like the tech support or like the help forums, being like, "Hey, this keeps happening. I have way too many people pirating this game, and now I'm not making any money." And it's just like that. You just want there to be like the like.
Well, and the developers were like, yes.
And you're so close. Just put it together.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
The Deadly Premonition board game.
Yeah.
If that gets funded, we'll probably have to.
It
we
is
should probably-
funded.
We should when it's out. We should probably get one and play it.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see Like the thing I read about it saying that it was like it seemed to be like a relatively straightforward like mystery type board game. I'm not sure how much of the sort of weird surrealism of the video game could translate,
Yeah.
but who knows?
I remember when Jared was obsessed with Deadly Premonition because it was so weird.
It's super weird. And we talked about the Alan Wake story as well, and that's pretty much as we said it was. Right, and the Destiny thing. They punched. I need to watch this video because
Apparently you should join that crew because you are also an expert in punching grenades.
Yeah, it's like a 55-minute video that says it took them like 60 hours of like doing stuff to get it together. But apparently they did it without dying also, so I'm not sure why it took them so long. I don't know. So.
All right. So other stories.
The coming up Project Rap Rabbit. Project Rap Rabbit looks pretty sweet.
Actually, seems really neat. Apparently, like one of the big things is that instead of like just like the button, like whatever symbol's coming, you push the button that corresponds to whatever symbol. It almost does like a Mass Effect, like dialogue tree system. So you'd be like, I want to like insult him. I want to whatever front. I want to make fun of him. I want to, do something clever. Like you can be. So it's saying like you have to tune your, and so the rap can sort of take different paths along the tree thing.
Oh, I see, Dark
depending
Halter.
on
Thank
what
you.
you're doing.
Sorry, it took them 60 hours. This is the Destiny client. It took them 60 hours. The video is the successful run, where they did all 4 raids one after another without dying.
So they took them a while to actually get it down.
Wow.
So I'm sure, obviously it's not going to come out for a while, but assuming we're all still here and doing things, I'm assuming that that would be great for Rhythm Cafe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The also real quick aside, I saw someone tweeting about this Kickstarter, and they're like, if you're doing a video game Kickstarter and you already have a publisher, I assume you just don't need my money. I don't know why you're doing a Kickstarter. And so I went and looked at it, and they among the team they list a publisher, right, of this very small publisher, and they're like,
and it's coming out on like PC and PS4.
Yeah, and they're like they're a publisher. They'll be handling getting the game on PC and PS4 and fulfilling the Kickstarter stuff.
Right.
And it's like, that's different than like EA.
Yeah.
Like these are the people that won't be handling the business shit so that everyone else can do the creative shit.
It's like they would have had to get that after the Kickstarter anyway.
Yeah.
In order to make it
Yeah,
work.
it's a different, because the publisher doesn't always like financially back the thing, and it doesn't look like this publisher is financially backing the thing. Because the argument this person was making was if the publisher doesn't have money, then why do you need the publisher? And it's like, to do the shitty business crap that the developers don't want to have to worry about.
Or don't know how to do
There's
very
also
well.
a whole process.
Yeah.
Although like it's gotten a lot easier now, but it's still most of the. I know definitely Microsoft and I think Sony and Nintendo to a certain extent. Like there's sort of to become a publisher with the become like a actual publisher and get your stuff in the real store, not like the indie store. Mm-hmm. It requires there's certain things you have to go through, and so it's easier to team with a publisher rather than try to release it yourself.
Correct.
I mean, the publisher is the equivalent of like the producer for a movie.
As Featuring Me says, if the publisher does financial backing, then the publisher takes the financial gains. Mm-hmm. If not, then they don't. Like you can also just hire a publisher. Yeah, they're listing them as, we will contract this team to handle publishing. Yeah, exactly.
Kathleen needs another 3 hours of sleep.
It's very different from what happened to Mighty Number 9, who had a financial backer. Yes, that was different. Mm-hmm. That was different. Anyway, you guys remember Arc Symphony?
So
it's a great
I read this
old
story.
game that everyone loved.
JRPG.
So,
it was like a PS1 JRPG.
So influential.
Anybody remember this one? No? Anybody?
No.
No?
So basically,
Weird how you don't remember.
some Toronto game devs made up a fake PS1 JRPG called Arc Symphony.
Amazing idea for a fake name, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very believable.
The cover
as
looks
is-
like early.
sort of like Final Fantasy Tactics inspired.
It looks like early Final Fantasy Tactics. My favorite part is the top of the thing where it says like on-screen text in English or something in like 6 different languages.
Yeah.
Really in small text to be like this crazy Japanese game.
Yeah.
Anyway, a bunch of people started tweeting about like, "Hey, I just found this at like a dollar store. Check it out." Anybody remember this? And people responding, being like, "Oh yeah, man, that game was
Or like,
sweet."
what's your like doing like a poll of like what's your favorite thing, and like Final Fantasy wins, but
Arc Symphony is like
Arc
third.
Symphony is like third. Yeah.
Yeah. So what this was is some Toronto game devs made up a fake game, Arc Symphony, and sort of got their friends to tweet about it and did some like basically viral marketing because they were releasing a game set in a universe where Arc Symphony was a thing. And so the game they released is not Arc Symphony. The game they released is actually like a text game.
It's a Twine game.
It's a Twine game about living in the world where Arc Symphony is real.
But it was just like
I can't say I'm a little let down. I wanted to play
Yeah.
Arc Symphony after all that.
Yeah.
Like,
It was sort of a very,
what a
it was
great
sort of a
idea,
very
though.
minor, like sort of arg.
The teeniest
Yeah.
arg.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. It's one of those things that was. I think they handled it very well. It's the kind of thing that you have to be a little bit careful with. Like it can kind of go bad on you if you're not careful. But
Yeah.
I think they handled it really well.
They didn't keep it going for long enough for
Yeah,
people to
yeah.
get real salty or anything. It's kind of fun though. So to skip up a bit on our list of stories here, PC spends 263 years from hell walking through theme park maze.
Yeah.
So
So a guy made
This is Theme Park Tycoon, right?
theme park Tycoon.
Roller Coaster
Roller-
Tycoon, sorry.
technically, it's like
It's the open source version of Roller Coaster
yeah,
Tycoon.
but it's the same thing.
Yeah, made an absolutely eye-bending, enormous maze in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like, and just like set NPCs through that to see how long they would take to get through. The first NPC took like 5 in-game months to even find the entrance.
Yeah.
And then just
That's it.
like it took just basically running them to see how long they can get out.
I want to
Or long it takes them to get
pull
out.
up the picture of this and show people.
Yeah, it's like there's like checkpoints in the maze. There's like 5 checkpoints. Only a few of them have ever made it past the 3rd checkpoint, although 2 people managed not to backtrack to the 2nd checkpoint. There's sub-mazes you have to solve to get to further checkpoints.
I feel like this person was were highly influenced by that like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Or
Mr.
whatever.
Bones.
Mr. Bones, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, this is on.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones Wild Ride. I want to get off Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
yeah.
Yeah. Apparently the NPC that the first NPC that took 5 months to figure out the entrance
It's still inside the
is
maze.
still has actually kind of given up. Like starts.
There we go.
Is just like
That's the
wandering
maze.
around.
That's the maze.
That's just a patch of green.
Perfectly normal maze.
Zoom in a bit.
Let me Let me find a
Enhance the pixels.
more zoomed in version.
But you
Enhance
can
those
see the way,
pixels.
you
Here we
can
go.
see that there are like the little sub mazes and stuff.
That's very impressive from a design standpoint that somebody could design a maze this well, honestly.
I'm actually kind of curious to know what the algorithm that, like, if the algorithm that the game uses is just like a random walking thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would guess it probably is, in which case, like, the NPCs don't actually know that they're going in a maze. Like, they're not actually
No.
trying to solve a maze. They're just wandering around randomly.
Yeah.
While I'm over here, just wanted to show off Arc Symphony.
Yeah.
90s kids or 2000s kids.
Yeah.
Some number of kids will remember this.
So I'm happy to see that, like, one, I don't think a maze like that would be possible, right, in real life. But if I did get stuck like in the maze like that, I assume that it would be nigh impossible to maintain those hedges. So there'd probably be some dead hedges I could sneak through and just like start
I mean,
going
at a
like
certain
hard
point,
left.
you can just, start breaking your way through the hedges.
Yes, I think you just have to.
The hedge maze, or like the corn maze, or the, whatever, those mazes are kind of built on the principle that, there's like a collective agreement that
Yeah.
you don't just go through the wall.
You can't tell me what to do, Paul.
God, maintaining those hedges would be like painting the fourth bridge. It'd be ridiculous.
Wait, was that the corn maze from Innsbruck? The corn maze from Innsbruck wasn't necessarily that complex. It just opened up into a giant sinkhole and people kept falling in.
We have a corn maze here in Victoria.
I know. That's what inspired me. I was listening to the local radio and they're like, hey, the corn maze is open again. And I'm like, I could use that.
Yeah, I just hang out in the middle of the maze like the Maze Runner guys. They were fine. So, okay, this is a weird story, but a group of people has recreated a large portion of Terminator 2, the movie Terminator 2, in GTA 5. Like you basically using GTA 5 for like machinima.
Since I'm here.
It's crazy. They're Russian, and so it's the Russian version of it. But yeah, they've got like all the stuff with like the big truck chase and all these things. I'm assuming that they like played the parts themselves and sort of acted it out in the game. So crazy.
Here, check this out.
Ugh.
Oh, this is him coming in.
Yeah. This is the full video is up on YouTube.
It's like an hour long because it's half the movie.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Like shot for shot. It's a long vehicle.
That's
I just want there to
it's a
be
labor of love.
Yeah.
a labor of something anyway.
And then yep. Just got that crop perfectly
Yeah.
right.
I just want there to be like
I need your clothes.
just like random people, somebody just like going by in the background.
Ooh, T1000 looks good.
And the little kid.
Yeah. This is very impressive. Oh, right, this scene. Terminator 2 is a very good movie.
It is.
Sorry.
Okay, well, it's not always
Yeah.
perfect.
And no, it's just in that scene she's supposed to like fall over in shock, and so in this thing they just had her ragdoll. That's very funny. Hey, you want to know what the 5 highest rated games on Steam are? There's an article on Kotaku about the 5 highest rated games in terms of like percentage of rating.
Now, Portal 1 and 2, obviously, are high up there.
I
which
like
is
the
not
number 3 or something.
Yeah,
Number
that's not
4.
expected.
Yeah.
Not unexpected.
No, the list goes from the top to the bottom, like from 5 to 1.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're actually number 2.
Okay.
So number 5 then is One Finger Death Punch.
Which is apparently super fun.
Number 3 or number 4 is Iron Snout.
Which is basically One Finger Death Punch with a different skin on it.
But not quite as good, but also free.
It's a fighting game in which you're helping a piglet fight for its life against hordes of wolves. Factorio is number 3.
Which apparently lots of people really like.
I find that surprising. Like, I've heard Factorio is a great game, but it does seem like a game that is sort of for a specific type of person. So I'm surprised that.
But if you're that type of person, you love this game.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that the percentage of people like that. I would have thought there were some people who bought it who were not into
people
it.
are Chad's Factorio. Factorio's sweet. Factorio's great. Factorio is very addictive. I feel like Factorio, even though it takes a certain kind of person to play it, the kind of person that wants to play it will love the experience, right? So like even if only 100 people play it, I think 98 of them will say it's great, right?
Yeah, I guess it's just it seems like I guess they've done a good job of not attracting people who wouldn't want to play it.
Factorio has a demo, they say.
And
Number 2 is Portal/Portal 2.
yep, but number 1 It's so twee.
It's Hidden Folks.
Hidden Folks.
It's just like
99% positive ratings.
it's just a clicky game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's Waldo,
It's
sort of?
It's an adorable hidden object game where all the sound effects are made with voices, and it looks great, and it's also quite recent.
So there you go. Those are not the most downloaded games. Those are
No.
the most popular. So I guess it's like
And not the most downloaded games. It's the games with the average overall highest rating. So, like, sure, like, say Dishonored 2 has 15,000 ratings, but maybe only 12,000 of those people rated it, like, said it was a good game, right? So, But, like, Hidden Folks, even if it's only got 1,500 ratings, 99 out of every 100 people who rate it says it's great.
Yeah.
So that's how that is the best reviewed, is just proportion of overall total review scores, right?
Notes from the author of this article, which was
Seriously, a hidden object game.
Nathan Grayson, did this for Kotaku.
Yeah.
So notes from that. I removed DLC from the list because I specifically wanted to focus on individual games. If I had included DLC, Witcher 3's Season Pass would have come in first, and this War of Mine's War Child Charity DLC would have come in third. When I first decided on a lark to look at Steam's highest rated games a couple weeks ago, the third highest game was Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, the obscure mascot platformer from 2002. Since then, it's fallen a bunch of slots, and I really want to know what happened. And the sixth highest rated game is Necopara Volume 2, because of course it is.
What is Necopara?
It's anime titty. It's about a cat cafe. Oh, sorry, a maid cafe where they're also cat girls. So a cat maid cafe. Maid cats? Are they cat maids or maid cats? Anime!
I bet you can get either.
Anime.
I'm pretty sure those actually exist.
Anime kitty titty.
By which
Just
I mean,
can't work
by
out.
which I mean, like, of course, like, maid cafes exist in Japan,
Maid Neko, yes.
and cat cafes also exist in Japan, and I'm pretty sure maid cat cafes exist in Japan.
I assume so?
I don't know. We
Never-
didn't really.
Cat girl cafe seems
We never
like
went to a
go-to.
We never went to a maid cafe. 'Cause
No!
They don't
I mean, it seems like not a, like it's like the going to Hooters to get a burger thing. Like it's like if you're not going for like the main
the maid
appeal,
aspect, yeah.
then
you're
the
just
food is
paying-
probably kind of overpriced.
I was kind of curious, but
Yeah.
when we were in, it was interesting. When we were in Akihabara, they have like a bunch of girls from different cafes, like out in the street, handing out flyers and like being like, "Hey, you take this flyer." But they did not do that to us.
Well, I think if you'd been walking with another guy, they might have given you flyers.
I don't think so. I don't actually think that they're that interested in foreigners,
Meh. I'm sure
which
they.
is fine.
I think something to do with the fact that you were walking with a heavily pregnant woman might have tipped them off.
That was only the second time. The first time they also didn't give a shit.
All right, and I think that is the news that was fit to be news. Let's see if there's
Actually, there was one more thing. There was a story about, you know that you can hire people on Fiverr to play Overwatch with you?
yeah.
Yeah, I read that and like skipped talking about it because I was like, that's the extent of it.
Yeah. it's
They're
mostly
good
just that.
Overwatch players.
Yeah.
Men and women do it, but women get more business doing it because they're women.
Unsurprising.
I do like the idea of
It seems like that's a bad rate. Like one of them was offering
that seems low. Yeah,
$5 to play 5 games of to be present
that's-
on your team to
because that's like an hour or two, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
not
just-
worth $5.
Yeah, that is underselling yourself. But what I really liked about it though is they're talking about it's like because what it is because you're not just hiring a person to like I don't have any friends I want somebody to play Overwatch with. The idea, or at least with what is sort of gets put forward is that this person is like sort of in your pocket and sort of stuff. Like the person, the guy who's writing the article, he was talking about like he was playing and the person he hired was playing Mercy, and she was just like healing him all the time. So it's like you're having like your
personal healer.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
It's not that it's like they're playing and they're like on the team, but it's like having somebody that's like specifically dedicated to helping you out to make you look better in the game, which seems like a cool idea.
It's actually like actively hurting your team, though. That's so weird.
Well, a lot of people say
Apparently, some of his team got a little salty.
yeah, a lot of people say are like, hey, these people are generally pretty good at Overwatch and they're playing anyhow, right?
I guess.
You know.
I guess if they're just
They're
playing-
also like some of them are
they
probably
are
also
usually-
streaming,
Yeah.
right? So you know.
They are usually good at Overwatch. I believe.
Yeah, but if you're playing anyway and you just want to earn some extra money by offering to play with people, sure. But charge more than $5 for like $1 a game? That's not enough. Charge what your time is worth. Sorry.
Freelancing.
Fiverr's weird.
Yeah, Fiverr is. Don't like it. Anyhow, that was the news that was news to news.
It sure was news.
News. So let's
Oh, I'm gonna
thank
come
some
back
subs.
over there for the subs.
So Kathleen,
Yes.
have you seen this little kitten app?
No.
It's basically like
Oh my god.
it's like a iPhone version of like Nintendo cats or Nintendo dogs or whatever.
It's
You can
adorable.
play with a little kitten and
What?
get them to do things.
Those graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
What's this called? Ah! It's so cute. What's this called?
It is called Little Kitten, and it is currently. I saw it because it's currently free.
Look at his little eyes.
Oh, but we have 2 kittens at home.
I know.
I don't know quite all the things for it.
It looks like it's got some input lag.
Yeah.
Look, he caught the mouse.
Anyway, you can watch us play a game called Little Kitten.
Can you mute the sound for a sec while I plug back in? I don't want to hurt anybody. You made a heck of a thwomp when I unplugged it,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's worse when I plug it in.
It's called Little Kitten.
Little Kitten, and it's currently free app. The like free app thing on Apple's thing.
Graham is not cheating
One
on
sec.
Home Kitten.
Go ahead.
And I was like, Baxter, do you want to come out into the living room? And he's like, no, I want to sleep right here on Graham's legs. And I was like, okay. And then like 3 hours later, he was still there. And then Penelope was like, "Rah!" And he was very disgruntled. He was like, I wanted to keep napping and snuggling.
Yeah.
All right, we should do.
Muted everyone. Yes. He was supposed to mute everyone.
Yeah, I can't.
He can't do it individually without going back to the board.
Yeah,
So it's
that seems like a lot of work.
yeah, it's all the way over there.
Let's do the welcoming. The hand welcoming.
Let's do it.
Hand welcoming.
What? Oh, you're just...
Handcrafted
Right.
welcoming.
Hand forged
Yeah, artisanal
artisanal
welcoming.
bespoke welcomings.
Yeah,
They are technically.
they are.
Yeah.
The people have spoken, and we are welcoming them. Starting with Behind the Masks.
It was a
Is it
new
you?
subscriber.
Yes, welcome.
MTV CDM for 31 months. MTV CDM died outside Play Zone.
Shirts with a 35-month resub. Welcome back, Shirts.
SA Jewers for 13 months. CheckPoint.
Nice.
Devin Sanity for 41 months. Wow.
Goreem9 with a 12-month resub, 1 year. It was my daughter's 4th birthday yesterday. She loves watching you guys almost as much as I do.
Aw.
That's amazing. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Mennonite 42 for 13 months. Is Kathleen done P5 yet? I need someone to talk to about it, and all my friends are being super slow.
I'm also super slow. I'm sorry.
Jade Warrior with a 13-month resub says, lucky number 13.
Feldheim C for 45 months. I can't think of something involving the number 45, so just take my money.
Thanks, Feldheim.
Works for us.
The Hakafo for 8 months says 1 more month till sub, baby. Unless they're early.
Mickey Alice, a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel, Mickey Alice.
TS Stodden for 41 months. Almost that 6th sub, baby.
Wow.
Ralph the Llama
Sub-family is what that
for
is.
9 months says sub, baby, get.
Nice. Exachix Kitsune with a 20-month resub says, a requiem for Graham's Void Sword Quest. We'll get there eventually.
Cyber Egg for 10 months.
Wasser 3000 for 15 months says 15 months down. Best of luck to those crazy guys at IO Interactive and their future. Yeah.
I swear it's Wazer, but I don't know. Jin Hong with a 41-month resub. 41 months. That's Checkpoint.
Ghostwise for 6 months, 2/3 of the way to a sub baby. Unfortunately, the sub baby will probably never know what physical media are.
Wow. I mean, it's true. Phoenix Turn for 7 months says, all very well buying physical media, but you got to make sure it's not full of spiders.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
CD is hard to hide a spider. Cryptocopter with a 6-month resub. Something second trimester.
Best trimester.
Hey, welcome back, Cryptocopter.
Pusherman 555 for 8 months.
Pusherman.
Intrepid Colin for 28 months says, hard to imagine, but 9 years ago, roughly, I started watching lure videos. Thanks for all the laughs. Wow.
Thanks, Intrepid Colin.
We've only gotten more attractive.
Alonzo Swift with a 5-month resub. I'm at my house with its shoddy internet, but I felt like stopping in to resub.
Oh, thanks,
Swift.
Alonzo.
Appreciate it.
Katniss Bot for 22 months. Like to thank both Running Start and Talking Sim for continuing the grand edition and 100% success rate of drawing a dick on a whiteboard in Duke Nukem Forever, the best part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else we were supposed to do. And thanks for 534 bits from Earth and One, Foxmar 320, Huppole Studios, BT Edda, Wraith Fighter, and Ghost Waz.
Woo!
Woo! Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a good marketing campaign for like Steam or GOG or whatever. Be like, digital downloads don't come with spiders.
Yeah.
Can't put a spider inside it.
Just like do like a montage of all the cases where there's spiders or something else terrible, because there's been like other instances of like weird things in a cartridge. It's like, yeah, if you do it digitally, the chances of you getting some sort of horrible surprise inside is very small.
I would definitely also, though, include in that like zip or the RAR or whatever, I would include like a JPEG of a spider.
Yeah.
It's like, we lied, there was a spider.
Sorry.
It's like the David Thorne spider thing. Chat user Levotage says, can you shut out me? No.
No.
No, it's for subs and resubs and Patreon supporters.
We respond to people in chat, though,
Yeah.
so what's up?
Tell that to Limbo.
That's true. Limbo does have a rather large spider inside it.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, it's part of the game.
Yeah,
Did you-
Death Javu Point is talking to Soprano Cat. They're talking about the Alan Wake thing. Again, physical or digital media doesn't actually matter in this case, because they're stopping physical sales of Alan Wake as well.
Yeah.
And if you already have the digital copy, you can
still play
download.
it.
You can still download, even if you own it but don't have it downloaded. You can still download and play.
Right.
The digital copy.
The difference would be that you can't buy like a used digital version.
Yeah.
So theoretically,
But you can't get spiders in your digital copy. This is the other
Yeah.
thing we were talking about.
so theoretically, the only way to get Alan Wake now, if you haven't bought it already, would be to get a physical copy.
Shadmed,
Which is by getting a secondhand physical copy from somebody.
can oo shun me?
And then Phoenix Miller says, how would you know?
Sorry, you're too cool for that.
Let me see. Yeah, I do think, like, do you remember, like, the David Thorne spider thing where he sends a picture of a spider in pavement for some bill? And then they're like,
Yeah.
and it's only got 7 legs or something like that. And he, like, redraws the spider so it has 8 legs and then wants payment for it. It's a very good troll thread. Like, if you're...
It's
If
one
you're a
of those,
fan
like,
of-
sending the emails.
Yeah, if you're a fan of assholes, I recommend you read some David Thorne stuff. It
That's
makes me
a
giggle.
horrifying thought. Couldn't pick a username. I
What?
bought Alan Wake and my computer mouse sprouted 8 legs and scurried off.
Ah!
Yeah.
That's just, you just cut to a man outside burning building and the police chief saying, yeah, this is pretty much justified. We're not going to press
Yeah.
charges.
So check out the events page on this page to find out what's forthcoming this week. Tonight, however, where's the actual? Tonight is Matters of Import, where they're going to be playing. Let me actually just share you something from the internal Loading Ready Run Slack.
Yeah, they're going deep.
No, it's great. I'm so happy. Ben, they posted the screenshot of what they're going to be playing, and Ben responded in all caps, "You guys are doing Takeshi's challenge, you madmen." So look forward to that. And then tomorrow on New Day Tuesday is The Surge
Yeah.
with, who's playing that?
Ben, I believe.
Cool. Ben's going to be playing The Surge
Yeah.
on
Which
New Day Tuesday.
is sounds kind of interesting actually. It's like doing sort of like future Dark Souls.
Wow, a lot of people being like, "Uh-oh," and then some people being like, "Ha ha 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 ha."
What, for Takeshi's Challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never played it. I have no idea what the game is about, but I assume Ian does, and I don't think Beej does, and so I look forward to that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I believe Surge is not going to be playing The Surge.
What is Takeshi's Challenge? It's a very old game. It looks like it's like for Nintendo, or some sort of like old Japanese system. Like the graphics look like Super Mario 2,
yeah.
and apparently it's just super unfair. I think it's probably like remember MXC, which was actually Takeshi's Castle,
Yeah.
and those stupid unfair games like that. They're just like it's like we're gonna put you in a Velcro suit. And then, like, where you've got the loop end, and we're going to send you over a course that's the hook end, and it's a race
so
to get to
crazy,
the end, and you just get stuck and exhausted.
What?
Oh, and then they throw big plastic boulders at you as you're trying to, like, climb up this mountain, and everything sticks. Like, that is the level of stupidity.
What hasn't Beat Takeshi done over the years? Like, here's something actually. Speaking of MXC, formerly or like originally Takeshi's Castle. Did anybody watch MXC? Do you remember the guy who was in the dub was Vic Romano? Right, it was Vic Romano and Kenny Blankenship on MXC. So
I did not remember that, but I'll take your word at it.
So the guy who was Vic Romano, obviously his actual name in the original version was Beat Takeshi. That's the guy who just played.
Aramaki.
Yeah, he just played Aramaki in the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell.
But apparently
That's
it
the
was
same guy.
bad.
The guy from MXC also in Ghost in the Shell because he's an actor and he's been working forever.
Beat Takeshi was in Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah, he's been in tons of stuff over the years. He was just in an ad for Cup Noodle where he plays a statue. He plays a bronze statue.
Yeah, did anybody watch MXC? Graham asked to a room of predominantly 20-somethings, so yes.
Yeah.
Also a good director. I just read the wiki on Takeshi's Challenge. It's what? Says Death Vu.
Yes. I think the chances of them actually completing Takeshi's Challenge are very low.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember. Like I was making up that game, like where I was like you wear a Velcro suit and you have to go up a Velcro slope and like a race while they throw things at you. But it's very in keeping with the spirit of MXC.
Close. There's one where you wear a Velcro suit. It's called like Fly Swatters or something. And you wear a Velcro suit and you swing on a rope and then you have to jump off the rope and stick to a wall. And if you don't stick to the wall, then you fall into this week's mystery fluid.
Oh right, it's always like this dank ass lake. It always looks so gross.
Yeah. So then, yeah, MXC was the North American. So okay, Takeshi's Castle was the original show in Japan, and then in the UK, it came to the UK first as I think it was actually still called Takeshi's Castle with Craig Charles, who plays Lister, dubbing it over. Huh. But very dry, like very just dubbing it pretty straight. And then it was brought to North America as MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which was just completely like they improv'd like new characters and dialogue and just made shit up, and it was hilarious. And I think it's about the only good way to translate that to a North American audience.
Yeah, because there's no way to just play it as it is, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going away now. As are we all.
Oh.
Later. No, that's the end of the stream. Goodbye.
Graham out.
Yeah.
I'm Graham's spokesperson. I say Graham is done here. As Graham's spokesperson and agent, I would like to request one bowl of M&Ms to be sent to me.
Not to Graham.
Well, no, I'll pick through them and see if there's any M&Ms worth his consumption. I just want candy.
I think we have some in the other room.
All right.
Let's go!
Catch you
Candy!
guys later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.